HD 188753 UB. If you were standing on the surface of this planet, you would witness something that seems impossible. The sun would set over the horizon, only to be immediately followed by a second sun, and then a third one. This planet is the first one ever reported in a tight triple star system, meaning that it has not one, not two, but three suns. More specifically, there is a main yellow star, very similar to our own sun. And then orbiting nearby are two smaller stars that dance around each other, both circling the main yellow star. If you could survive on a hypothetical moon orbiting this giant, your shadow would split into three different directions, and true darkness might never come as the different suns took turns lighting up the sky. Its existence also raised an unsolved scientific mystery. The planet itself is a gas giant slightly heavier than Jupiter, and it's so close to its stars that it completes a full lap around the main one in just 3.5 days. It's this proximity that creates the unsolved problem. According to the rules of how planets form, gas giants are supposed to grow far away from their stars in cold areas where there is plenty of dust and gas. Later, they drift inward. But in this system, the two other stars are so close that they would have cut off the supply of dust needed to build a planet. There simply should not have been enough room or material for this world to grow. Yet, the data suggested it was there. However, we haven't talked about the most disturbing thing about this planet yet. It might be a ghost. After they announced the discovery in 2005, another team of astronomers tried to find it again in 2007. They used very precise instruments, but found absolutely nothing. They claimed that if the planet was real, they would have seen it. No update has confirmed it since, and the unsolved scientific mystery remains. HD 8066b. This planet is also known as the Whiplash Planet, and you'll soon understand why. Here, the weather can go from freezing cold to an explosion of extreme heat within hours. That's because while most planets, including Earth, travel in a nice steady circle around their star, this planet follows a path that is incredibly stretched out, looking more like the orbit of a comet than a planet. For about 100 days, it drifts far away from it. Sun floating in the freezing cold darkness, but then it begins a terrifying dive. In a span of just 20 hours, it blasts toward its star, swings around it at a dangerously close distance, and then slingshots back out into the void. This close approach is violent. The planet gets so close that if the Earth were in that position, our atmosphere would be ripped away and the surface would be instantly melted into magma. For this planet, the approach acts like a sudden explosion of energy. In just 6 hours, the temperature on the side facing the star skyrockets from roughly 932 Fahrenheit to over 2000. The star blasts the planet with more than 1,000 times the energy the Earth receives from the sun. If you were floating in the cloud tops, you would watch the sun swell up rapidly until it looked 30 times larger than it does in our sky. This sudden flash frying triggers what scientists call shockwave storms because the heat hits so fast the atmosphere cannot handle it and winds erupt from the hot zone at speeds of 11,000 miles per hour. Then almost as quickly as it started, the planet flies away. It cools down so fast in less than 10 hours that it actually becomes invisible to infrared space telescopes like Spitzer. Astronomers are baffled by this planet because usually the gravity of the star should squeeze the planet and eventually force its orbit to become a circle. However, this planet seems to be very stiff rather than squishy, meaning it resists that change and could be trapped in this torture loop for another 10 billion years. PSRB 1257+12. Astronomers named this star and its planets after monsters and the undead, and forgo.